in the sunroom while he was watching. She knew he was watching, and that's when he ended up chopping his hand off and sending it to her in the mail. Hi, Book Besties. Welcome to Live Life Between the Lines. My name is Liv, and welcome to our little corner of the book world where we read, reflect, debate, and laugh. So get comfortable, grab your book, and let's dive in. Guys, I have not seen y'all in forever. I know it has been a minute. I honestly don't have any words for how long it's been. I left off on chapter 10 of Hunting Adeline, and I haven't posted anything since. I did rebrand a little bit in that time, just a little slight change in logo, how we're going to be going through the podcast. As you can see, I have little twinkly lights in the background. I'm going to try my best to be as consistent as possible. I suck at balancing so much little things in life, so please bear with me. I am new to this. I am completely sorry for leaving y'all for so long, but I'm here now, so that's all that matters. Let's dive into these chapters. So we will be going over 11 through 15. Instead of 10 chapters, we're just going to do 5. We're going to keep it short. So just a little breakdown of how I want to start doing these videos. We'll start with a recap, and then we'll jump into my discussion points. And then at the end of the video, I want to start doing what I call a community corner. The community corner is going to be y'all's takes. I'm not going to do it for this video because I don't yet have any feedback just yet. I'm just starting this channel and this podcast, so it's very new. But once we start getting people coming in and replying and we start having discussions and things like that, I will be putting y'all's discussions in the podcast and the videos, and we will be able to dive in way better. I am in the works of getting us a chat going. I'm just trying to figure out what chat would be best for this podcast. Right now, I'm trying to test out Discord and see if that best works for us. But if not, then I'm gonna just look into some more stuff. So we will have a actual community corner going for us so we can get those discussions going. So let's jump into chapter 11. So, just a recap for chapter 11. Her stalker is outside of her house. She decided to go confront him. There's a short section talking about Gigi. After 3 days, he comes back. He doesn't come inside, he just chills outside. Addie has a book signing, and after that, got drinks. Her and Daya end up getting drinks, coming back to her house, and then they noticed that a glass was sitting on the counter when Daya called the cops. After all of that, she went back to Daya's place, and he was standing in the window looking at her. So that's the recap of 11. So let's get into this. My part, and probably the only important take that I had for this chapter, is the fact that she went to go confront him. So you decided to walk out of your house to go confront the man. Mind you, he could probably come and go as he please. He don't need a key to enter your house or anything of that sort. But you still want to unlock your door. You want to walk out there. And then she realized that I forgot my knife inside. Girl, what? Like, no. I'm sorry. And it's crazy because when I read that at first, I had to take a step back and be like, did you walk out of there with your knife? Because mind you, she had the knife in her hand. It was in her hand the entire time. And then out of nowhere, she drops it. Like, she puts it down, she drops it, whatever. Goes out there, confronts him. She ended up walking up to him. I think she pushed him, but, like, he didn't move. And I'm just like, come on, Addie. Come on, Addie. No. So, fast forward to her and Daya going out for drinks and coming back to Addie's house. And them seeing, like, the glass cup. It's the fact that they put the cameras up. The cameras don't matter. He hacks into them. He comes and goes as he pleases. You lock the door. You could put as many bolts on the door. He will sit there and unlock every single one of those. Like, that's dedication. That is pure dedication. Like, what? What? That is so scary, honestly. Like, to have someone obsessed with you like that And then it doesn't matter what you do, they get around it. They get around it, it doesn't matter. Like, honestly, I would be losing my mind. She likes it, but I would be losing my mind. So then, of course, like, Daya's like, you know what? Come back to my place. This isn't safe. Your place isn't safe. They go back to her place. She's like, you know what? I just want to get into bed and, get some rest. Like, I'm tired. She gets in the room and notice he's right there looking at her. I would have shit myself. I would have shit myself. Like, what? I escaped my place, go to my friend's place, and you're looking at me through the window. No. Like, some things is not meant for other people to witness. Like, going through something like that, count me out. Count me out. But the thing is, like, she gets off on being scared. I don't get off on being scared. Okay? You mess around and you stalk me, I'm gonna tell you now, bro. Like, it's gonna be a head-on war in this bitch. Bust in my house if you want to. Be waiting for your ass. No, you're not walking up in my. You don't pay no bills in this house for you to be walking up in my house, thinking like, oh, I can come and go as I please. No, start paying some bills and maybe I'll consider it. I might consider it if you paying some bills. You ain't paying no bills. Get out my house or I bust a cap in your ass. No. So my question for this chapter, I won't have a question for every chapter, but my question for this chapter is, how would you react in this situation if someone was stalking you? How would you react? Like I said, I will bust a cap in somebody. This is why anybody, especially my girlies, y'all have to stay with something on y'all at all costs. Have something on y'all at all costs. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether y'all have a little pum in y'all's purse, especially the little tiny, you have the little tiny ones and you can carry it. When you're getting out your car, have your hand in your purse. Especially if it's dark, have your hand in your purse. You got mace, not the regular mace. Get the gel mace, okay? You do not want that stuff coming right back in your face. Get the gel mace, especially the ones that shoot far. Empty that bitch out. You can always get another one. Empty that. When it's your life, yes. Plus, the mace, since it goes far, you don't have to be in such close combat. Some people are like immune to mace and they'll literally go through it. Like, it's like it didn't even hit them. Empty that bitch out, okay? And run. Like, you need to take off. A taser, honestly, I'm not a big fan of a taser because it is close combat. Unless you get the one that shoots out, I would say if you're gonna get a taser, get that one. But the one that's like close, I don't want nobody up close to me. And like I said, some people are immune to that. Like, if your adrenaline is going, you're not fazed by that. Like you have a crazy person stalking you, or trying to do some type of harm to you. I'm telling you, that taser is not gonna do much unless it's one of them big boys, the ones that's gonna put somebody on their ass. Like, you need something, a knife. It's close combat, but you need have a handle on it. Wear they ass out. Like, is your life against theirs. And if somebody is genuinely trying to attack you, harm you in any way, it's your life or theirs. I'm just saying. Food for thought. But I would love to hear how y'all would react if y'all had a stalker. Y'all can obviously see how I would react if I had a stalker. Okay, let's jump into chapter 12's recap. Z, which is Zaid, is looking into a video that just posted on the dark web of a young boy sacrificing a ritual. He explains that it's hard for him to watch these things, but he does it because he has to. The dark web is full of crazy videos like killing, raping, and even more crazy things. He went to cool his thoughts at Addie's house with a glass of whiskey, explaining how he gets in and out of her house without being detected. He also goes into saying that people are dying and he's casually just sitting here drinking whiskey. So that's really it for his chapter. So I didn't really have too many takes on this. I did have 2 questions that I feel like would be good starter topics or good conversation starters. Is the first one is, would you be able to watch a video like that? My answer to this is no. So quick little story time, right? I had a friend that came across a Instagram profile. They posted all kind of crazy, scary videos of like people killing each other and just videos like that. So I'm curious and about like what they're watching. And of course they were just like, you're not gonna want to watch it. Knowing how I am, you're not gonna want to watch it. Like, don't go watching it. And I was just like, well, like, what is it? What is it? So they go to explaining it, and curiosity, I went and I looked. I honestly couldn't believe what I'm looking at, because it's not like anything was blurred or like you see like graphic, uncensored, like people chopping off this. And when I tell you, I completely like swiped out, closed my phone, and I started crying. Like, when I tell you, boo-hooed crying. And the one thing I remember crying about was, how can someone do that to someone? Like, they just did it so easily. Like, it just like, you know, like it was nothing, you know. And then I started thinking about my safety, and I'm just like, if it's so easy for someone to just take someone's life, like, what about my life? My life means nothing to someone else. Like I'm scared. Like, it was so terrible. Like, I just remember my whole body was just shaking, and then the whole time I'm just like, why did I watch that? Like, I they literally told me that I shouldn't watch it because they know how I am, and I still watched it. So honestly, no, I could not watch videos like that. I don't want to come across any of that. It's not meant for me. Even scary movies scare me. Like, I can't watch scary movies. Now, surprisingly, I can listen to like true crime podcasts and watch true crime, but with like, it depends. I haven't listened to true crime in a while. Like the actual podcast. I used to listen to Crime Junkies. Oh my gosh. When I tell you, when I worked overnight, and that's what I would listen to, 24/7 Crime Junkies. Now, it did mess with my nerves. I would be jumpy, but I would be in tune to it. And I think honestly it did help me realize that you do need to be aware of your surroundings. You don't know who's watching you. You don't know what's going on. It's not just you in this world. Not everyone thinks like you. Not everyone thinks like your family. Not everyone have good thoughts. So the next question I had was, in this book, do you think Zaid would be able to cleanse the world fully of evil? And when I asked this question, for a few of y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen Death Note. And this is what I think of when I ask this question. And for a lot of y'all who have not seen it, it's an anime about a book that falls from the sky. It came from somewhere specific, but it was dropped into the human world. A human picked it up. You write their name down. You have to have looked at them. Like, you have to picture their face, write their name down. They die. So the character in the book, he would test these theories out on people that are death row and things like that. So they're already gonna lose their life, but or people that's done terrible things like rape and murder and stuff like that. So he would test the theory out on these people. That's how it started. Now, he most definitely got beside himself, as you would think. Having some type of power like that, he most definitely got beside himself. But honestly, I feel the similarities, in my opinion, on that character wanting to cleanse the world of evil. So if he seen like on the news that somebody had gotten convicted of this and got convicted of that, death note, you know, like everybody basically went out by death, and it did drop the crime rate. But like I said, he got beside himself. So honestly, a lot of people that have watched the anime, they pick and choose on whether what he did was justifiable or it wasn't justifiable. And I feel like honestly, That's a question that I've asked in the previous books. Oh, what Sybil was doing, was it justifiable or was it not justifiable? Or what Zayd is doing, is it justifiable or not? Honestly, reading these books, especially when we jump into book 2 of Hunting Adeline, you realize how scary the world is. And being in a situation like this is scary. Understand this is just a book, but it does happen in the real world. And there's people that are right now in this moment going through exactly what's being written in this book. That's the crazy part about it. Like, I understand this is like my first dark romance, and when I tell you the Hunting Adeline gets dark, it's dark. I feel like it's more dark than it is romance. That's just so far my opinion on it. But yeah, so those are my 2 questions. So let's jump into chapter 13's recap. So Addie saw a ghost that led her to the attic, where she found some pages that was ripped out of Gigi's diary. She also realized that helped with nothing because of the vagueness and the unfinished sentence. Later that day, she saw her stalker standing outside. She pretended to call the police, but he texted her and basically said she was full of shit. They exchanged text messages back and forth. She ended up calling the cops anyway, and his response was basically, bet. You want to call the cops when I told you not to? I'm going to show you something. So once the cops came, they basically could care less. Then later that day, she went to Daya's house, but couldn't trace anything back to him. But they started talking about Max and his rampage because his best friend's death, and Luke is asking questions about it. So that's basically what happened in chapter 13. So let's jump into the discussion. So let's start with the ghost leading her up to the attic. First off, I think the fuck not. There's a ghost, you see it, and then you gonna follow it into the attic. I get it. She likes scary things, but if this was me, ain't happening. So y'all go up to the attic, you talking about it's cold. I would have been thinking it's some type of entity up there, like this is where all the ghosts hang out. Then the ghost leads you to, like, you see this hole in the wall, or where there was a board hanging by a nail, and you decided, you know what, let me look down there. All you see is spider webs and spiders, and no, I think the fuck not. I don't do spiders. I don't do spiders at all. Guys, I am terrified. Terrified. Petrified. I don't do spiders. So I already know I wouldn't have been able to find the diaries in the first place, because that's how she found the diaries. They was in the wall. Now she in the wall again to find the torn out pages, just for them to prove nothing. They proved nothing. They were vague and unfinished. Nothing. Like I said, I think the fuck not. Ain't happening. So my question to y'all is, what would y'all do? What would y'all do? Would y'all follow the ghost? And if you did, would you stick your hands in a spider infested wall? Honestly, no. It ain't happening. Respectfully, not. So let's get into her testing his patience. First off, it's the fact that he telling her, you cap and you're not gonna call the police because I told you not to, so ain't no way you gonna call my bluff. And then she's like, I'm gonna call your bluff. And he like, bet. That's what you want to do? We can play this game. But best believe I'm gonna punish your ass. But honestly, it's her and Daya talking, and she's over here worried about her nudes. And ain't gonna lie, Daya is literally me as a friend. Literally me as a friend. Like, girl, you worried about your nudes when this man comes in and out your house as he pleases. He hacks into your camera system, and you worried about your nudes on your phone because you're feeling like, oh, he done hacked my phone. He done probably saw them. Girl, your cameras are everywhere. He probably has already seen you naked. Like, let's be for real here. He has probably already seen it. So it don't even matter at this point. But honestly, with the whole Max Luke situation, I don't remember what the name of the friend was, honestly. The one that Zayd ended up killing, but he was also abusive and Zayd ended up killing the whole family and all of that. Guys, I'm excited to get into this topic more. Of course, I've read the whole book. I don't know if y'all have read the whole book, so I don't want to give y'all too much, but I do want to lead y'all into the direction that we're going without giving y'all too much information to where I spoil it. So, one thing about this channel, I will not spoil anything, any chapter before. Back to Max and his friends. Guys, this is important, and I need y'all to lock in when it comes to Max and his friends. Lock in. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Lock in. Now, let's get into chapter 14 recap. So, Daya puts a block on her phone to keep her stalker out. Like that'll help. And Addie did remove the camera from her bedroom just to give herself a bit more privacy. Like that'll help. But I guess it does give her a bit more privacy unless he decides he wants to put a hidden camera in that bitch. But I'm just saying. This chapter gives an introduction into Satan's affair. The last book we read, I know it's been a while, especially since my posting gap, so I do apologize about that. But the book does give you, this book specifically does give you a refresher on that book that we went through, so that is good. So Daya did leave, and it's time for the cat and mouse chase. I don't know why when I put that in my notes, I was like, that's cute. That's what I'm gonna call it, because this is called the cat and mouse duo. It's time for the cat and mouse chase. But her stalker does text her to come and find him, and when he does, and when she does, he's standing on the patio waiting to give her punishment for calling the cops. So let's dive into that. So let's talk about Daya. No lie, like I said, Daya is me and I am Daya, or I would love to have a friend like Daya. She has gone to extreme lengths to keep her friends safe. And the fact that she's smart, she's a hacker, like, she doing it all. Honestly, I feel like it was her getting rid of, what was the hand, I think, from the doorstep. The way she just got rid of it. Like, oh, it's cool, I got you. Like, what? That right there, true friendship, okay? But it's the comment Addie made for me where she's just like, I'm gonna have to propose to her one day. Yes, you should, because this girl is doing any and everything for you. Satan's affair, guys, no lie, I very much enjoyed the read. So if you read Satan's affair, I feel like I hope y'all enjoy the read when we get to those chapters. It was very refreshing to see how everything merges together. So I can't wait for us to get to that. So let's get into her punishment. So, in more details about the recap, he texts her and he's just like, come and find me. So she's looking everywhere for him, can't find him. And the last place is her bedroom. She goes in her room, and he's on the patio. So this is when she really gets a good look of him, like his facial features and things like that. And of course, she tries to stab him, and that didn't work because he caught the knife with his hand. That scared her a bit, ain't gonna lie, probably would have scared me too. Like, oh, you catching knives with your hand? Wow, like literally the blade caught it. Wow. But then he gave her like a challenge. If you can hide, if he found her, then she gets the punishment. If he doesn't find her, she doesn't get the punishment and he'll leave. So of course she took off. She went, she hid. Of course he found her, and he said he found her based off of her smell. Like he could smell her like perfume or something like that. And I was like, girl. So of course he finds her, and that's the end of that chapter. So in chapter 15, which is the last chapter we're going to be talking about, but don't worry, because in the next video is gonna get juicy. This is where the real discussion, the real debates, this is when we're getting into the juicy details. This in the next video, in the next chapter per se, is what really turned everybody's stomachs. What was a hard read. It was a hard read for me. But this is where we really get into some good discussion. So please make sure you watch my next video. But let's get into the last chapter of this video. So, recap. Of course, he finds her and it's time for her to get her punishment. Her punishment really just involves hickeys from her neck down. I think like on her shoulders and stuff like that. This is where it turned left. So she bit him on his cheek hard as fuck. Like she was trying to rip a piece of his cheek out. And of course he wasn't going for that, so he took her downstairs to the sunroom, and that's when he pulled out a gun. That's the basic recap for that. So let's get into the discussion. So the discussion for this chapter is fairly short because I really want to jump into the next chapter. Chapter 16 really is the turning point. So for this chapter, honestly, my opinion on the her punishment. Honestly, her punishment really wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. Like, he just put hickeys all over her, claiming her. I feel like that was a decent punishment. Now, of course, she bit him in his cheek. And he grabbed her, took her downstairs to the sunroom. Now, just to refresh some of y'all's memory, in the sunroom is where her and that guy, I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Max's friend, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But I want to say it was Max's friend, where they ended up getting all nitty gritty dirty in the sunroom while he was watching. She knew he was watching. And that's when he ended up chopping his hand off and sending it to her in the mail. He ended up taking her to the sunroom where that happened, and he pulls out a gun. This is where my question comes into play for this specific chapter. What do y'all think he's going to do with the gun? This is for my people who have not read ahead. Now, I'm talking from my point of view when I first read the book. Honestly, I feel like I thought he would, I knew he wasn't going to kill her, but I was thinking he was going to maybe hit her, like across, like, you know, like pistol whip her. But then I was like, I couldn't see him like putting harm to her either, so I wasn't sure about that one. I feel like he was probably going to try to scare her, just for the fact that he knows that she gets off on being scared. That's really it. Like, those are my suggestions on what he was going to do with the gun. But anyway, guys, that is all that I have for y'all in this video, and I hope y'all enjoy. I am actually very excited to get the next video out to y'all, because when I tell y'all this discussion is about to be juicy, it's about to be juicy. So guys, I can't wait to see y'all in the next video. Bye.